as investors to figure out the best way to trade and take advantage of this moment in time. We quickly transitioned into the AI infrastructure kind of wave, which was probably the biggest thing that we've experienced in a very long time, where we have 15 to 20 names across the chip and cloud computing and energy,
Energy. Yep.
infrastructure that have quite honestly captured the vast majority of market gains over the past 18 months, right? So if you look over the past 12 to 18 months, there are a very small number of names that have captured the bulk of that market movement. And I think that has led us to a place where investors are confused. It feels like we're in a bubble sometimes. Nothing seems to make sense. The market moves erratically on a daily and weekly basis. And I cannot recall a time in my life where over a period of months and years, investors have had so much confusion and there's been so much conflict in terms of where we are, where we're headed, what's real, what's not. Are we in a bubble? Are we not? Are we in a bubble, or are we in the biggest thing to ever happen to humankind, right? And
Right.
we're not, you're not nearly investing aggressive enough. I've spoken about this recently. I think we are on the precipice in the next few months, the next couple of years, of entering kind of the third wave of the AI super cycle, which is still early. This is all the first piece of it, which is the AI efficiency wave, which is where companies actually start to extract meaningful value out of artificial intelligence in terms of lifts in productivity, massive increases in efficiency, the ability to either operate as is at a much lower cost basis, or where I think we're headed, the ability to meaningfully grow without having to add significant expense and headcount. And we are going to see economies expand, but expand in such a way where companies are able to kind of capture more meaningful markets without the traditional CapEx that they would have to spend to get there. And my thought is that we're going to see a widening of the companies who are benefiting from artificial intelligence over the next few years. So rather than it be 15 or 20 names, I think we'll actually see hundreds of companies maybe thousands of companies that are publicly listed that will meaningfully benefit. And if you're an investor and you're just trying to figure out generally, where does the market at large go over the next 3 to 5 years? I think the optimistic take would be that the AI efficiency wave just tends to lift economies in a macro sense in terms of companies being able to grow with a lower cost basis. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that companies are laying off, employees at scale across every industry sector. I think there will be some industry sectors where you generally start to see a tightening of labor because they want to operate more efficiently, and maybe they don't have as clear of a roadmap for how to apply AI to chase growth that's sitting in front of them. And that will be damaging for some employees across some sectors. But I think we will see a lot more of companies realizing, wow, an employee can do 3x the work, 5x the work, in some cases
Solve more
10x.
problems, do more work on projects. Yeah.
Solving problems that weren't really economically feasible to solve before.
Right.
And I think companies see that and they think, let's chase those 10 initiatives. Let's chase those 5 initiatives that we didn't think were economically feasible, but today are economically feasible. And let's do that with our existing employee base, or potentially tweaking our employee base, or what I think is actually more likely, although not a lot of people are talking about this, expanding our employee base somewhat to chase those opportunities, because we kind of see where we can hit our margins and expand our margins, right? In this new world where the